Indirect objects are very closely related to direct objects. All it does is show what receives a direct object. As an example, she gives me coffee. We already know that coffee is the direct object of the sentence because coffee is the thing that is being given. The word me is the indirect object because me is the thing or person that the coffee is being given to. We can also say this in a different way. We could say, she gives coffee to me. Coffee is still the direct object, and me is still the indirect object. Now I'm going to teach you a few more verbs that we're going to use to practice indirect objects. The verb doni means to give. The verb fari means to make or to do. In Esperanto, if we want to express indirect objects, we have to use things called prepositions. But don't worry too much about what prepositions are, because I'm going to talk about them in a later lesson. These are words like al, which means to or toward, or we can use the word por, which means for. So we know that indirect objects have to use prepositions in Esperanto, so we just use a preposition plus the indirect object. As an example, she donas kafon al mi. This is the same sentence that we looked at earlier. She gives coffee to me. Kafo is the direct object, so notice that we have the no ending on kafo, because the no ending, which is the accusative ending, is used to mark a direct object. But we don't add this ending to me, because the no ending can only be used for direct objects, not indirect objects. To show that it's an indirect object, we just use the preposition al, which means to or toward. So, she donas kafon al mi means she gives coffee to me. But we could also say, she donas al mi kafon. This has the same meaning, but the words are in a different order. Kafo is still the direct object because it's what's being given, so it still has the no ending. But we still have to mark me as the indirect object, so we need the preposition al to be right before it, so we know that the coffee is being given to me. Let's try another example. They made pizzas for the children. Ili faris pizzoin por la infanoi. Remember that pizzas is plural, so we have the yo ending, and it's also the direct object, so we have the letter no added after the yo ending. Por means for, so we put the word por right before la infanoi to indicate that it's the indirect object. And in this case, we're using por because it's for the children, not to the children. How about, I made bread for you? This is going to use the verb fari, but do you remember the past tense? Mi faris panon por vi. The word pano has the no ending because it's what's being made, and we say por vi because it's for you.